Bitcoin is getting ready for a massive move right now. We have the stablecoin market cap going parabolic, and we need to be talking about whether Bitcoin is going to be following the stablecoin market cap or have we decoupled right now. We need to be going through this chart exactly, and we need to be covering all the relevant charts and relevant details that I have prepared for you guys to determine where that next price action is going to be. And we need to be covering Ethereum also, since I have a lot of charts and scenarios actually mapped out for you guys as well. So with that being said, let's not waste any time. Let's get straight away into this banger. Bow. Now, as we can see, the stablecoin market cap is hitting new all-time highs since USDT and USDT are still being minted on towards the market, and this essentially just offers more liquidity and more capital that can flow into Bitcoin and it can flow into altcoins. So since the bottom of this trend, we can see that Bitcoin has been following this stablecoin market cap exactly up until this recent point where we decoupled and Bitcoin started to go to the downside, but the stablecoin market cap continued to go to the upside. So we need to be talking about whether this is going to be the case for the longer term, or is Bitcoin going to catch up. And the first thing we can look at is the support level that Bitcoin is still holding. So we're still not bearish until we lose the support level. And we actually came and tested it at 107k, where we talked about on the channel that this is the point where you want to be becoming bullish. This is where you want to be buying the dip. And that's exactly what we've done so far. So congratulations to those who actually bought the dip. But you can see that we're bouncing from the support level. And since we haven't lost the support level, I'm still bullish. So that's one reason that you want to be maintaining your bullish bias. And again, we can see that Bitcoin's actually confirmed this manipulation phase, and we've actually come in towards a distribution phase now. So of course, we actually had some accumulation before, and then we had a dip in towards 107k, which was your manipulation phase, and then we come in towards distribution now. So it looks like it's likely Bitcoin can continue to put in higher highs and higher lows here in towards new all-time highs, since we're in a distribution phase. And this is another reason why I'm staying bullish. But in that short term, you may be wondering what is happening for the Bitcoin price, because we are rejecting from this mid-range level, and we need to be talking about whether this is going to be the end for Bitcoin or not. But of course, I'm thinking that this is not going to be the end for Bitcoin, since we're in the uptrend now. We've put in a higher high, and it's likely this is just going to be a higher low. And you can see that if you look at this chart over here, we're testing this parallel channel level of support. So of course, this was resistance until we actually broke above it, and now it's confirming as support. So we can see that if we can hold this level right now, it's likely Bitcoin actually returns towards the upside. Now, we do have a lot of news coming up. So tomorrow we have retail sales, and then on Wednesday we have our federal funds rate, the FOMC statement, and then the FOMC press conference after, which is the most important thing, because we need to be determining what's going to be happening in the future. Now, we have a 100% probability of a 25 basis point rate cut, and a 50 basis point rate cut is going to be at 3.8%. So that's not going to be as likely. So it's likely we do just get a 25 basis point rate cut. But we need to be talking about this FOMC press conference more, because the tone of Powell and his rhetoric is going to determine what the Bitcoin price is going to be doing. So of course, if he's a bit more hawkish and too precautionary, and he's a bit bearish on the labor market, then of course this may not be looking good long term, and there may be talks about a recession. So people may be talking about the fact that we may not see a massive altcoin season. We may not see risk markets continue to move towards the upside, because there is still talks about recessions. But if that's not the case, and he actually comes out dovish and talks about inflation coming down nicely, which was his mandate, then of course it's likely that we continue to see the markets rally. Now, looking at the liquidity heat map, we can see that the majority of the liquidity is above us. There is some below us, and we are grabbing that right now. So it looks like it's likely that we continue towards the upside now if we can hold this level of support. And if we can hold that level of support and move towards the upside, we can target this liquidity in and around 117,000, and then we can move in towards 120,000. Now, looking at the September trap that we've been covering on the channel, we talked about September being green this year, especially because we actually had a red post-halving August compared to the previous August in 2021 over here that was massively green, and in 2017 that was massively green. And we talked about the fact that we had a red August, so it's likely we actually followed 2023 and 2024, where we actually had a bearish August, and then we had a massive green September in towards Q4 that was also massively green. And you can see so far we actually are up about 5% so far in September, and previously September was actually a massive month where we actually moved towards the downside. Now, this is the reason why I'm very bullish, is because we're already pumping in towards September, and usually in post-halving year, September tends to be weak. But this is just a sign that the quarter four is going to be massive. We're going to have a really green Q4, just like we did in 2023 and 2024, because if September can be green, like you can see on this chart over here, then it's likely that Q4 is massively green also. We can look at 2015 and 2016, where September was green. We had a massively green Q4. And we can look at 2023 and 2024 as well, where we had a massively green September. Then that actually led to massively green Q4 also. So if you're liking the video and you're agreeing with my opinion, make sure to check that first link down below for BitTunix. Now, BitTunix is a non-KYC global exchange without VPN, offering you guys a massive 20% bonus on your deposit. So you can see if you deposit $2,000, you're going to be getting $400 in free money to be trading with. And if you deposit $1,000, you're going to be getting $200 in free money to be trading with. So you can see that this is a massive opportunity that they're offering the community. And I would not be fading this opportunity if I were you. So that's the first link down below for BitTunix. And if you want to be winning an iPhone 16, a Rolex Watch, and a share of $15,000, click that second link down below for Mexc. Mexc are offering the community these massive rewards, and you have about 8 days left to actually claim this. So make sure to be trading in Mexc, since it's based on your trading volume, as you can see over here, and you need to be depositing some funds also. But once you register for this, you can actually be winning a lot of these prizes, and it's actually quite easy to be doing. So if I were you, I would not be fading this. I'll be getting the trading volumes up, and of course I'll be using Mexc, which is that second link down below. Now looking at Ethereum, we can see that Ethereum's actually traded within this range over here, and we've seen this before where we had a liquidity grab towards the bottom side of the range, and that's where we actually continue to move towards the upside shortly after. And I think that's the exact thing that Ethereum is likely to do. So that's going to be looking very, very bullish if we actually do so. And you can see that Ethereum is trading in towards an important level of support right now. You can see previously this was resistance, and now it's turning in towards support. So if we do come down a little bit lower in towards this trend line, I think that would be an amazing opportunity to be scaling into Ethereum some more. We talked about Ethereum and the position I took previously at the bottom there, and I think if we come in towards the trend line some more, that would be an opportunity where I will be looking to scale in towards Ethereum and actually scale up my trade over here. So make sure to be signing up for Mexc if you want to be trading as well and be winning some cool prizes over there too. But yeah, if Ethereum can actually come in towards this support level, I think that's a massive region where we can actually see another bounce. So if we continue to dump in towards FOMC, I think that this support level is going to be a very, very significant one where we're going to be seeing a bounce for Ethereum. So make sure to be keeping your eyes peeled on that. But for that longer term, my stance is still bullish. I still see us actually moving towards the upside since we're repeating history right now. And we're in the period where we're actually accumulating. As you can see, we're consolidating right now. So that's the point where we're going to be looking for Ethereum to go parabolic still. And you know, the monthly MACD is still massively bullish, indicating that the strength on the higher time frames is still there for Ethereum. So I'm not being bearish on Ethereum. I'm still going to be hoping for Ethereum to be going a lot higher, just like we did last cycle. And we can see that Ethereum versus Bitcoin is breaking this 8-year trend line. So we're going to be seeing a lot of strength flowing towards the Ethereum ecosystem, and that's exactly why your large investors are actually accumulating Ethereum, and retail fail to actually see this. So you can see retail are selling, and every time we have large investors doing one thing and retail doing the other, it's more likely and it's more probable that the large investors are correct. So that'll be it from me. Make sure to be following me on X to be staying up to date with all my updates, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Have a blessed rest of your day. Peace guys, see ya, bye bye.